Now, also, Gary, can I just build the cat? There's a little trick that the Labor Party's pulled off tonight, which is anyone who was watching the speech of Anthony Albanese, and we made quite a reference to it, and I stand by, that there's no dollar symbol in the speech. There's no explanation of data of how they're going to do anything or how much it's going to cost. But what they've done is they've run around to all of the media organisations and said that the changes that he wants to make to aged care is an extra spending of $2.5 billion, which means all of the reporting tonight is Albo's $2.5 billion solution for aged care. But he never said that in the speech, which gives us a little insight here, this was all about good bloke Albo. I'll hold back the detail, and then the detail is what you read in the interpretation of the speech. I've been texting with a few people in the Canberra press world who are saying, no, hang on, isn't it 2.5 billion? Yeah, he never said that. It was a media strategy to hide that number, but put it in the headlines tomorrow.
Yeah, and Paul, look, there's zero accountability from this bloke on multiple fronts, and he probably, because he's never done anything economic at all, and he only got involved in transport after the Dunlops were hanging over the top of the Fort Street Public School at Leichhardt, and he discovered aircraft noise as an issue. Philip Ruddock got elected in 1973 in Parramatta, the by-election on the back of that issue, I'd like to add. But so it's nothing new about aircraft noise around Sydney. But this bloke has zero credibility when it comes to adding up. So maybe he is innumerate. Maybe he actually cannot add up, and he doesn't want numbers there to confuse him. Look, they believe that people will be confused by any form of facts, so keep facts out and you don't confuse people. Paul, it's never mind the quality, field or width politics. We are suffering from it across the spectrum, frankly. The lack of detail across the spectrum isn't there. But in a budget reply speech, this is an opportunity for you to actually give a vision about what you want to do, put some numbers around it, and actually take a punt on being right and let the people judge you. But obviously, they don't even want to give people the opportunity to understand that they don't actually understand what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, again, David, no doubt, speaking advocacy of your own candidature here, you want to be part of federal politics after this next election. I don't know how much of it you saw, but just here's a little taste of Albo talking about Albo while trying to pretend that he's the President of the United States.
My fellow Australians, my fellow Australians, my fellow Australians, my fellow Australians.
And more and more and more. What did you think of this week of budget and budget in reply?
Well, look, the numbers terrify me when we see that, debt out as far as the eye can see. We've never been in such a position where we've had this much debt, and I don't see anyone talking about, how we're going to actually get out of this. Now, we're in a very dangerous situation here because it's not just the debt. Like, we've got two big issues here, right? We've got this intergenerational equity issue where we're passing it on to our grandchildren, but plus we're putting ourselves in hock to, foreign governments in a time when we're in international conflict. I think it's a matter of, national security that we have some sort of plan to make sure that we're out of debt.